All right, guys. So this video is about some of the things that you need to ask before you sign your event space lease. Before you sign that dotted line for your event space, these are some of the major questions that you need to ask, because the last thing that you want to happen is when you get locked into a bad lease that drains your money and limits your business. You want to know beforehand, before you sign the lease, right? If that's going to happen. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down some key questions that you must ask before signing an event space lease so you can avoid costly mistakes and make sure the space is actually right for this type of business. If you don't know who I am Zia, Build the Business You Love. And I am the original creator of the Ultimate Event Space course and the Ultimate Event Space course 2.0. This course not only teaches you how to start, operate, fund, manage an event space, but it also gets to the root of exactly what goes into all of the operations, the day to day, what to expect, contracts, business plans, and how it relates to you. Because ideally, you want to start a business that you actually like, right? You don't want to start a business that you don't like after going to a job that you don't like, okay? So I am your realistic event space mentor. And I am not the one to tell you, go ahead and start an event space, even though you don't think it's right for you, even though you don't have the funding for it, even though you're not in the position for it. I help to prepare you and meet you where you are. All right, with all that being said, I want you guys to get your notepads out and get ready to take some notes, because I'm going to give you guys some key points about what to ask before signing a lease, because I'm seeing some people getting themselves into some trouble. People don't know that when you sign leases, this is a document that is and can be held up in court. And I know a lot of you guys don't want to start an event space because you're afraid of messing up. And this is why I do these videos. This is why I have my course, to kind of unravel and unfold all of these mysteries, right? That you guys just don't know about. So the first part of this video is we're going to talk about the types of leases, okay? So the first type of lease we're going to talk about is the gross lease. Now, the gross lease usually includes rent, it includes property taxes, it includes maintenance, it includes utilities. And this is the easiest lease that you can budget, but it's usually the most expensive up front. And a gross lease, honestly, is kind of hard to find these days. You'll have to kind of go to like the mom and pop, or the independent, property owners, and speak to them. But usually a gross lease is something that's kind of is phasing out, because landlords don't want to be responsible. They want the tenant to be responsible. Now we're going to get into the net leases. This is where you'll find the triple net lease, the double net lease, and the single net. So first we're going to talk about that triple net lease. Now the triple net lease usually covers taxes, insurance, and maintenance. So you get it? It covers three things. That's why it's called a triple net lease. It covers the taxes, the insurance, as well as the maintenance. Okay. Now it is more responsibility on the tenant, but it often you can get it at a lower base rate than, say, a gross lease. The next type of lease we're going to talk about is the double net lease. The double net lease is often represented as two ends. Well, let me just show you. This is the double net lease. You see it's represented with two ends. The double net lease usually covers your property taxes and your insurance, but the landlord usually covers the maintenance. So you get why it's represented by two ends, because you're paying for the property taxes and insurance. The landlord covers the maintenance, and you also pay your rent as well, obviously, right? But it's represented by two ends, like it is right here, two uppercase ends. By the way, guys, this isn't any type of legal or financial or professional advice, okay? I forgot to mention that in the beginning. So the next type of lease, guys, is a single net lease. The single net lease is represented by one single N, okay? And basically, in addition to the rent, you're just paying the property taxes. So you're only paying one single thing in addition to the rent. You get it? So basically, the triple, single, and double net lease really represents what you're paying. In the case of the single net lease, the landlord usually covers the insurance and the maintenance. The last lease that I wanted to go over with you guys is the modified gross lease. Now, the modified gross lease involves splitting. So you'll split things like maintenance between you, the tenant, and the landlord. It gives some flexibility, but always check the fine print. And of course, you will also have to pay the rent as well. Now, it is up to you as a tenant to make sure that you understand what you are responsible for, okay? And a word of advice to you guys is that you have to understand that if you decide to go into a lease where you're paying for the property taxes, then you have to understand that property taxes changes every year. They can go up or they can go down, but they usually go up. And this, my friend, is what gets a lot of event spaces and commercial property renters in trouble, because a lot of times you don't know, or the owner doesn't know what the taxes will be. So if they didn't charge you enough for the taxes in the previous lease, guess what they'll do? Guess what they'll do? They'll send you a bill for whatever the difference is. In my course, I show you exactly what to do to avoid that situation. If you've watched this long, be sure to give me some digital currency. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment something. Give me a hello, okay? And if you're interested in my course, be sure to grab it. It gives you detail by detail. When I tell you, it's very thorough. It's very thorough. I hope this video helps someone. I'm Zia, build the business you love. And thanks so much for watching.